Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. This is horrifying. Police in Jacksonville, Florida have charged a babysitter with battery on a child. The video is so disturbing we cannot show it to you. Thankfully, parents uncovered it. We can show you the pictures, and I have to warn you, even those are difficult to see. What happens here is a 53-year-old woman accused of throwing. You can see her arm in motion. She's throwing a sock ball at this 11-month-old baby who's innocently sitting on the living room floor. She violently picks him up. You see that picture there? It looks like a doll. That is a baby, everybody. The baby's father saw some of this footage. What they noticed as a mom and dad was the baby being neglected. Then they had to go back and see some of the alleged abuse. Let's listen.
I mean, you would have never thought this would have come out of this lady, but the video does not lie. It was extremely difficult. My wife started watching it for the first few moments, then she couldn't watch anymore, and that's when we just went ahead and called the police and, you know, got them involved.
Thankfully, the baby was not seriously injured. There were some bruises. 53-year-old Janine Campbell is now behind bars, locked up, $75,000 bond. And she was referred to the family through friends. She had listed her main employer as a local church, seemed to be on the up and up, was with the family a couple of years. You'd look at this, you go, were there warning signs? What did the parents miss, if anything? And what can we as parents do to protect our kids? Many times we're more transient now. We don't have family looking after our kids. We need a babysitter we can trust, and it sends chills down all of our spines to see a story like this. Taking your calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN's the number. Back with us, Wendy Walsh, clinical psychologist. Get more of her thoughts, as always, momlogic.com. Also with us, Adrienne Kallweit, owner of SeekingSitters, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a service that helps parents find reputable, good babysitters, people we can trust with our kids. Wow, Wendy, I saw the video. I'm not sure if you did. It is disturbing. I had to look away, not just because I'm a parent, but just to see what happens to this 11-month-old. I mean, we're talking socks or a towel being thrown very fast at this little baby, being violently held and shook. What would make a 53-year-old woman treat an 11-month-old like that?
A complete lack of empathy and compassion, and because that was done to her, bottom line, I guarantee. But Mike, I want to correct one thing you said. You said the child wasn't injured very much. You know, the emotional injuries that a baby feels, they take through life with them, because those pre-verbal events that happen in their life aren't stored as pure memories. They're stored as feelings in our body. And this is the tragedy of what went on with this baby and caregiver.
It is horrible to watch. We tried to reach out to the attorney for the nanny. No response as of yet. A lot of you are responding to this. I want to read a Facebook. Brandy writes this. I really feel for the parents. I couldn't imagine having anything like this happen. All of us feel that way. Let's listen again. The baby, thankfully, the baby's father, thankfully, didn't act out in his anger. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I let her go, and we played with the kids and put them to bed, and I decided, well, I'll go ahead and watch the video to see what happened that day. And that's when I caught her abusing our youngest son. And this is while my older son was in school. If I had known then what I knew now, I may be the one sitting in jail at this moment. So it may be good that it played out the way it did.
Wendy, I'll stay with you. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people writing on Facebook. I don't know how they could control themselves and not just want to run to this woman's house and let her have it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did some great anger management there, and fortunately did things in the right order. But, you know, the big issue here is that so many parents, especially in this recession, Mike, are working, and they're both having to work crazy hours and get inexpensive child care where they can. I mean, I'm a single mom. I got 2 kids. I know, you know, what I've got to do to cover for me. So it's terrifying when something like this hits the news for parents out there.
Yeah, Jennifer writes this on Facebook. This is part of the reason I decided to be a stay-at-home mother. I mean, the trust factor. Adrienne, let's bring in Adrienne. Adrienne Kallweit, owner of SeekingSitters, also a licensed private investigator. You know, this, obviously, it scares us as parents. Do you see anything here looking at this that these parents may have missed? This, again, this woman with the family a couple of years, had a referral from a friend, church is a main employer. Seemed pretty good, seemed on the up and up, right?
You know, you never know, and any recommendations you get, you need to follow up and follow through. As a licensed private investigator, this is why we started our service, because we ran into this own situation with our own family. I was looking to hire my son's preschool teacher who passed a statewide background screening process, and I went to do my own in-depth background screening and found things that the statewide screening missed. Protective orders against the child care worker, eviction notices that weighed on her character, things that we would never bring that individual into our home. And that's why we started this service, to be able to provide a safe community for families.
Here's the excuses we're getting from the accused, charged with battery, Janine Campbell. She was mad at the parents, took it out on the baby. Also says she admits to spanking the child before, but this was the first instance of abuse. Another Facebook comment, this from Amy, writing, lock her up so she can try that some people with somebody her own size, basically. Do you think this woman is a bully, Wendy? Do you think this has happened before?
Absolutely. I think she's lying, Mike. I'm sorry, but this wasn't the first time it happened. It was the first time it was caught on video. And I'm sorry to say that she was a victim herself as a child. I can guarantee it. And this is what turns people. I mean, when you spank babies, all it does is teach them how to hit. And when you physically abuse children, that usually points directly back to early childhood abuse themselves.
Yeah.
But that's no forgiving her for this. This was a crime.
It was. One more. Let's go back to Adrienne. The nanny cam helped uncover this. Do you advise parents to get that? Is that a safety net we all need?
I just really think the nanny cam should be used in a totally different way. You should have the camera out in the open and let the sitter know that it's there. Use it as a productive tool so that the families know that they're getting the most productivity out of their sitter while they're in their home. Don't hide it and let the children be the victim of something happening in the home. Put it out in the open and let it work for the family.
Okay, so not secretive about it. Just say, whoever you're hired, we have a camera. So,
you know, there's some amazing two-way cameras these days where you can actually watch the kids at the home from your smartphone and check in throughout the day. Let the sitters know, hey, I'm going to be checking in, and watch for me. You know, they're going to be on their best behavior all day long, and you'll get that feedback from them that things are going great at the house.
Okay. Adrienne, thanks for the advice. Good stuff there. Wendy, thank you for your insights as well. Coming up.